Right now, crews battling a massive fire in Madison. The warning from fire officials this morning. Also, storm damage, a late March storm hitting our viewing area and across the country.
And yeah, we have a brief return to winter today before we pop back up into the 50s tomorrow. I'll break down when to expect that snow to end and also when those winds will decrease.
Good morning, everyone, and thanks for joining us here on Weekend Mornings. Hope your Saturday's off to a nice start. I'm Shane Hogan. That's Greg Barnhart. And unfortunately, it is no April Fool's joke, folks. Look at this. This is outside of our patio cam here. Snow is coming down this morning. Greg talked about it in our last show that this was a possibility today. And Greg, the snow is here.
The good news is it's not going to last that long. So we're not going to see like we had the 12 to 13 inches the previous system. We're just the backside of that low. You can see just the edge of it coming down into southern Wisconsin. That's going to have the snow. They had it further up to the north, 2 or 3 inches north of La Crosse, but we're going to get a little bit here this morning. It'll last probably till about noon. You see there's the temperatures. We're about in the low to mid 30s too. So overall, the winds will be the increase. Road conditions should be a problem with this. This is all wet down here, but north of La Crosse, there's still some slippery spots. Snow-covered areas well to the north, but most of the roads now are just slippery with the snow they had last night. The other area is the winds, especially to the west. You can see 20 to 30 miles per hour out of the north. As the low shifts east, that area in eastern Iowa is going to shift over southern Wisconsin. So expect those winds to increase here this morning. There is a wind advisory to the south into Illinois for those strongest winds. As you plan out, you can see the winds increasing to over 20 miles per hour with the snow ending probably about noon. More sunshine, but only 40 degrees, so definitely it's cold today. La Crosse, more sun earlier, less snow. It's already done, but they'll also have the north winds at 15 to 20, decreasing this towards this evening. Once again, still kind of cold compared to what we had yesterday. But the good news is when we return to the 50s, it'll be pretty quick, but we do have another system coming midweek that could pose another threat for some severe weather. I'll break that down a little bit.
All right, well, we've got snow falling this morning. Greg, keep an eye on that. Thank you very much. Well, let's get to our top story this morning. Fire crews were on scene this morning after a massive fire broke out on Madison's south side Friday night. The fire happening at 1804 South Park Street was reported around 7:30 last night. That's when crews first initially got on scene. As of 11:30 p.m., no injuries have been reported. That's the latest we got from the Madison Fire Department. MFD asking people within a half mile to stay inside and keep their doors closed as smoke spreads because they were concerned with air quality. News 3 Now crews reported on scene and witnessed roughly 24 explosions over the course of a few hours.
You can hear things collapsing. It sounds like flames. You know, we see water being put on the flames, but they're not going out any. So I think they have a tough job on their hands, and hopefully they get it done.
Park Street remains closed this morning at Plannert Drive and Beld Street. The cause of that fire is still unknown at this time. That's according to MFD. We will continue to provide updates and have full coverage throughout the day. New information this morning on another fire in Dane County, this time at an apartment complex in the town of Blooming Grove. Around 5 p.m. yesterday, fire and police crews responded to Holiday Gardens apartments for a structure fire. As crews arrived, smoke and fire could be seen from the second floor, and deputies began evacuating residents. The American Red Cross is helping those who were displaced. No injuries have been reported so far, and the cause of that fire is still under investigation. And new this morning, 3 people are displaced after a fire broke out at an apartment building on Evan Acres Road Friday night. Fire crews responded to this multi-home apartment building on the south side of Madison just before 5. Smoke was detected and the building crews were able to evacuate. There was fire just held to one single unit. MFD says the fire was caused by improper use of candles and caused $20,000 in damages. No injuries being reported. Now to the latest in yesterday's storm. Here's a time-lapse video from yesterday afternoon into the evening showing this late March storm making its way through the viewing area, our first real threat of severe weather of the year. The system did prompt a few tornado warnings as it moved through the viewing area. But right now, we will wait word from the National Weather Service if any tornadoes did indeed touch down in our viewing area. Now, this was a wide-ranging storm. For people up north near the Twin Cities, it was more about the snow. But for people in Iowa, this is what they saw. Tornadoes touching down there and in several other states. And these are photos from Fulton County, Illinois, southwest of Peoria. People in that area saw massive hail that damaged several cars, smashing out windshields. You see those stunning photos there. And we're seeing some damage reports in southwestern Wisconsin as well. This appears to be some sort of structure heavily damaged in the small village of Rui in Iowa County. Good news there, no injuries reported this morning. And in Greene County, officials are reporting storm damage as well. They say utility crews responded to reports of at least 12 structures that were damaged in the Decatur Township area. No injuries have been reported, and one family was displaced due to their home being damaged. As of 11 p.m., almost 200 homes in that area still without power. Again, this is the first of the year, really ideal for preparing and updating your severe weather plans. That includes all the things on this checklist you see here. Getting your weather radios, flashlights, securing loose items outside, and of course, charging your phone. And another great way to stay up to date when storms are coming is to download the free First Warn weather app, It has alerts, interactive radars, and much more, all in the palm of your hand. You can download it for free today. That severe weather continued across the Midwest and the South Friday evening, bringing hail and rain and more than 50 tornado reports. Some 60 million Americans are on alert for severe weather across 12 states. Bradley Blackburn has the latest on these deadly storms.
2 tornadoes on the ground.
Side-by-side tornadoes were seen on the ground in Iowa Friday. Some of the dozens of possible twisters reported to the National Weather Service from a storm system that struck a huge swath of the country. In Little Rock, Arkansas, eyewitnesses recorded a large tornado as it moved toward buildings in the middle of the afternoon.
Still a lot of search and rescue efforts going on across the state.
Statewide, Arkansas officials confirmed multiple fatalities and dozens of injuries. Storms ripped through neighborhoods, trapping people in their homes and damaging this shopping center and grocery store.
Me and these 2 ladies here, we ran to the back, we huddled together, and we prayed for our lives.
In Belvidere, Illinois, frantic moments inside a theater Friday night after the roof collapsed during a powerful storm. Hundreds of people were inside attending a concert. Dozens were injured, some severely, and officials confirmed at least 1 death.
I've gone to so many shows here. I know so many friends who go here all the time, and it's crazy to think that the roof caved in.
Elsewhere in Illinois, structures were damaged and some places recorded quarter-size hail.
West Branch, there's a funnel cloud right over your town right now.
Several tornadoes were reported in eastern Iowa, where homes were completely destroyed with families trying to pick through the pieces. Storms left a trail of destruction, splintering buildings and flipping cars.
It was pretty intense. You could hear it.
Winds from the system even whipped up grass fires in Oklahoma. Wild weather that is affecting millions across the country. Bradley Blackburn, CBS News.
The National Weather Service is warning another round of intense storms is possible early next week, threatening the same swath of the country yet again. It's 8:07. More local news this morning. 2 men are in jail after the deadly shooting on Madison's west side Thursday. This is the city's 2nd homicide of the year. Within 3 hours of the incident, Madison police arrested Jarvis Davis and Charles Washington White. The 2 men are facing intentional homicide and firearm possession charges, but they have not yet been charged. The shooting happened in a parking lot on Tree Lane just before noon Thursday. Police say they were able to recover a handgun they believe was used in the crime. Chief Sean Barnes says a motive is what's being investigated now.
We just know that there was ongoing conflict between the two. We're not sure or haven't verified what that conflict was about. Again, that goes to motive, and we want to be sure because you're speaking to someone's intent. You're speaking to why someone didn't like, and the only one of those persons can tell us that right now.
The victim is being identified as a 39-year-old man who suffered multiple gunshot wounds before being pronounced dead at the scene. Police have not released his name. Chandler Halderson, who was found guilty last year in the murder and dismemberment of his parents, is appealing his conviction. Online court records show Halderson's attorney filed a notice of appeal on Thursday. Halderson was convicted last year and sentenced to life in prison without parole, being found guilty on all 8 charges filed against him. The Juneau County Sheriff's Office is investigating after a man was found dead in a cabin. Officials were called to the cabin in Armenia Township around 5 Monday night for a welfare check. A neighbor reported 2 people inside the cabin appeared to not be breathing. One man was being treated by emergency crews when deputies arrived, and he was later hospitalized. The other man was found dead. The incident remains under investigation this morning. Still ahead, we are covering a story about one local girl breaking the glass ceiling in the world of STEM. And you're taking a live look this morning over the Capitol. Greg's got the full forecast after this.
Channel 3000 Plus. Watch from your streaming media player or mobile device.
Right now at Planet Fitness, you can get that big fitness energy for just $1 down, $10 a month. No commitment, cancel anytime.
What a deal!
That's right. Enjoy tons of equipment in the judgment-free zone for just $1 down, $10 a month. No commitment, cancel anytime. Deal ends Wednesday, April 5th.
Could you keep it down? Oh, hey, sorry. I can't stop these kids from rocking, but I can help you replace all this.
Rock on! With free installation on Felco windows, siding, doors, and roofing, plus no money down, no payments, and no interest for 1 year. There's never been a better time to upgrade your home.
This offer won't last long. Hurry. Call now.
For quality windows, siding, and doors, call 866 for Felco.
There are moments in life. Special moments. Moments to share. Moments to celebrate. Share the love. Celebrate the moment.
Diamond Select, downtown Stoughton.
It's time to bring balance to business travel and discover the equilibrium that works for you. At National, you're in control. Skip the counter, choose any car in the aisle, and manage your rental right from the app. So you can mix work with leisure, or leisure with work, giving you the control to find the perfect balance. Go National. Go like a pro.
Make a move in the most electrifying Honda vehicles yet. Like the CR-V and Accord, with available hybrid powertrains designed for more responsive performance and more advanced tech. When you drive a Honda, you're driving with the 2022 Kelley Blue Book's KBB.com Best Value brand. Get moving and find the Honda for you. Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or visit your local Honda dealer today.
Low E has hurt my performance in the bedroom. I haven't been able to make the bed in years.
At Planet Fitness, there's hope with tons of energizing equipment in our judgment-free zone. Join for $1 down, $10 a month, cancel anytime. Deal ends Wednesday, April 5th.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Yeah, we're going to kind of skip ahead to the next system that's going to provide some severe potential, probably more south of the area, but it definitely will be another strong system with wind and everything else to go along with it. It approaches Tuesday. We're expecting showers and thunderstorms at least Tuesday, maybe Monday night. Tuesday will be windy near 60, and the severe threat is kind of during this time frame. I think the greatest threat will be still to the south, but something we'll have to keep an eye on if the path does change a little bit. But then as we go into Wednesday will be more like we're experiencing today on the backside of the system. Colder, windier, some AM rain showers, and once again, they could see that rain-snow line north La Crosse. It depends on the path of it, but something we'll have to keep an eye on for both days. Once again, pretty similar system. Severe threat for the day we're talking about. This is the 15%, 30%. It's about the highest category as they go for day 4. So right there, it's kind of about the same area we had with the previous system, maybe a little bit further south and a little bit further east, but something, once again, we'll keep an eye as we get closer to the event. In the meantime, we got the low that's pushing off to the east, so the cold and windy conditions will subside. We have one low that's going to come across the north. That's going to provide a warm front, cold front passage probably through late today, tomorrow, and through Sunday night. Not much associated with that other than just some strong winds and warmer temps on Sunday. The low that we're talking about for Tuesday is just off the coast of California. Eventually by Tuesday morning, it'll be in the plains, and from there, it'll start lifting north towards our area. So that's what we're looking at right now. In the meantime, we still got the snow showers this morning, just for a couple hours off and on, light to light snow. Once again, accumulation will probably be on some grassy areas, but roads probably will just remain wet. This afternoon, the winds will kick up around noon. They'll probably subside in the afternoon. We'll have more sunshine, but unfortunately the temperatures only get to the low to mid 40s in southern Wisconsin, upper 30s, low 40s near La Crosse. Definitely a cold and blustery day, not what we expected yesterday. To overnight, we'll see temperatures then fall back over to the upper 20s by the morning time. We have a weak warm front coming through early Sunday morning. Once we get past, our winds will turn around from the south. They should start increasing. That means the temperatures tomorrow should be more in the mid-upper 50s than what we had today. You'll see some showers up to the north. I don't know if that's actually going to hit the ground. It's still fairly dry. I think most of the day it'll just be winds and some high clouds. We may get some virgo or some showers up to the north, but it should be definitely a warmer day and windier day too. And then Sunday night we'll see the cold front kind of pass through. That'll set the stage for another decent day on Monday. Snowfall, like I said, not much going on with the snow right now. Most of it's shifting to the east, but still we could get maybe about a ½ inch on some grassy areas before it all ends. So once then, rivers, we do have some issues up there to the north. Right now the Black River is actually in a flood area. They have some flood warnings going out for those. We'll have to keep an eye on. Right now all the rest of the rivers, regardless of how much rain we did receive, are still pretty good. And that system we're watching too, you'll see it over time lift up here. There goes Tuesday and then spreads north. The low is centered right over Minnesota. Very similar track to the previous one, maybe just a little bit further north and east. So once again, we'll keep an eye on that as we get closer to the event. In the meantime, cold today, definitely more early March than early April weather. More mild today. Tomorrow we should be back to where we should be, low to mid 50s. Monday looks okay, and then Tuesday, Wednesday, the showers and thunderstorms come. Once again, we'll keep an eye on the severe potential. La Crosse, more or less, they'll have some thunderstorms, but they may have to keep an eye on where that snow rain line ends up being with that midweek system too.
All right, but end of next week looks quiet,
yeah,
maybe
that's
for the first time, and
that's
I don't even know
so far.
Yeah.
Easter weekend looks good.
Okay, well, we will keep an eye on it. Greg, thank you. Well, Women's History Month celebrates the achievements and contributions women have made in so many different fields. News 8 Now's Dua Israr introduces us to an Arcadia junior who's making sure women break through in a male-dominated field.
85-31, you're on 3. The fans inside this arena aren't here for a sporting event. The players on the field are straight out of the Terminator.
125-pound robots, and the kids are carrying them on and off of the field.
It's time for Seven Rivers Regional's annual robotics competition.
They get the dimensions, and they need to know the task it needs to complete, and they get 6 weeks to build before they start competing against each other.
54 teams from all over the Midwest are competing to make it to the playoffs.
Is it okay with you guys if I recap the plan?
One contestant is here to prove a point.
Okay, right in front of you on 6.
Brianna Ruiz is a junior at Arcadia High School and part of the Trempealeau County Robots.
For a cube, go for a cube, go for a cube. Since freshman year, I was taking a lot of engineering classes through Western Technical College.
She's also an engineer extraordinaire.
Actually, I was the first woman, not only woman, first person of color and first person in general from Trempealeau County to get a CSWA certification.
With 4 certifications under her belt, Ruiz is already breaking glass ceilings.
I was able to achieve and get an internship at Ashley Automation Center. I am currently the only girl, unfortunately, but hopefully those numbers will change as more women go into the field.
Achievements are worth celebrating, but Ruiz says they have an extra special meaning when they can also bring change.
Being able to have that representation there, be like, oh, I'm Hispanic too, or I'm of color, oh, there's a woman here. Like, it's just so much support.
Ruiz hopes her passion and determination inspires other girls to join STEM programs.
We get held back a lot because we're told that it's not our field, when in reality, it's just like any other career, and we should be as involved as anyone else.
Reporting in La Crosse, Dua Israr, News 8 Now.
What a great story. Ruiz is done with her high school classes, but she can't graduate early, so she'll be taking classes at UW Stout next year as a senior in high school. You can watch her and her team compete today as well. What an inspiration. All right, coming up next, the latest in the preparations for Donald Trump's arraignment. And there are several new shows and movies to check out this weekend. Will Loper shares his picks in 3 things to watch.
Come to Slumberland and get 20% off our beautiful new furniture and decor during our Spring Spruce Up event. Plus extra discounts on recliners, patios, Sealy mattresses, and sectionals. Get an extra 20% off right now at Slumberland Furniture.
Mad City, a division of Renewity, the local service you deserve, now backed by unmatched national strength. We are Wisconsin's #1 ranked remodeler. And now we're looking for 50 homeowners who need a new bath or shower. We want to evaluate our custom bathing solutions in real homes for safety and convenience. In addition to our lifetime warranty, Mad City Baths offers a price lock guarantee. Once you receive a free design consultation, we'll lock your price in and guarantee it for 1 year. Now be one of 50 homeowners who receive special savings. Free installation on a new bath or shower. No interest and no payments till 2025. Senior military discounts. Plus, if you call now, a free $50 Walmart gift card with estimate. From Madison throughout South Central Wisconsin, call with zip code and location to qualify. 608-729-4466, 608-729-4466.
Remember this, and the false elector scheme. In Wisconsin, extremist Dan Kelly was the right-wing lawyer behind the scenes of it all. The bipartisan January 6th Commission revealed Kelly advised Trump operatives as special counsel to overturn the will of the people and overthrow the election results. Kelly even went on tour promoting the big lie. On April 4th, vote like democracy depends on it, because it does.
Milk with your cereal with Fairlife. It's more like cereal with your ultra-filtered milk with a creamy taste plus 50% more protein, 50% less sugar. Turn nutrition into nutrition. Fairlife ultra-filtered milk.
All right, team. We got a big project coming up. And it all starts with ordering promotional products.
I'm on it. 4imprint makes it easy to get the logoed products you're looking for. The latest in apparel, drinkware, bags, high-tech items, and more. You can be certain of getting it right at 4imprint.com. Come on out. I'm on it.
4imprint, for certain.
Create your perfect room for entertaining, relaxing, and more with patio enclosures. Right now, get 25% off your sunroom. Plus, enjoy exceptional financing. Call today.
Patio enclosures.
Sleeping in pain or too hot? Come to Slumberland and get 20% off mattresses. Find your perfect mattress with our easy rating system and save big. Get a Sealy Queen mattress for just $4.99. Only at Slumberland.
Definitely like wintry conditions we have this morning, but that won't last too long, but the winds will, so it will be a cold and blustery day, but we're looking at much better conditions tomorrow, more 50s Sunday and Monday, and then showers and thunderstorms return once we get there. And the backside of the low is just we have some showers pushing through. That all should be here in about maybe a couple hours, and then we'll see it go. But we could pick up some minor accumulation on grassy areas. Overall, the future track does show that by noon, all the showers have pushed east or diminished. Temperatures today, low to mid 40s, definitely colder than what we had yesterday, and then we're looking at temperatures then getting into the upper 20s, the low 30s overnight, and tomorrow on your Sunday, probably the best day of the weekend, we should mid to upper 50s, maybe even a 60 in eastern Iowa with the southerly winds that'll be coming ahead of a weak cold front that'll pass through, and then we're eyeing a shower and thunderstorm coming back Monday night and Tuesday, which the potential for some severe storms, we'll have to keep an eye on that, followed by much colder conditions on Wednesday.
All right, Greg. Thank you very much. Well, there is clearly no shortage of films and shows streaming nowadays. Our Will Loper shares a few of the best in this weekend's 3 Things to Watch.
Today we have a story that's going to change the world.
This is in Nigeria. Electricity coming out of their hands. All teenage girls.
Mom. Newly streaming on Amazon Prime Video is the series The Power.
Mom, I know some can aim it.
How does yours work? Hey! Teenage girls across the world suddenly develop the ability to shoot electricity from their fingers.
There was one girl, I'd say it was a mutation, but it's hundreds and thousands.
It's gonna change things. The first 4 episodes of The Power are streaming on Amazon Video now.
What did you do?
The world as we know it may never be the same.
Bonjour.
Newly streaming on Netflix is the film Murder Mystery 2.
The Maharaj has been kidnapped. And all of you are suspects.
We're not going to be invited anywhere ever again.
Join Adam Sandler and Jennifer Aniston once again as they now have made solving mysteries a full-time gig and find themselves in the middle of a high-profile kidnapping.
The real detectives have arrived.
Wow. You must be the Spitzers.
Yes.
Your reputations precede you. There you go. Not in a positive way, I'm afraid.
Okay. Okay.
Murder Mystery 2 is streaming on Netflix now.
Now I'm very confused.
It was the most beautiful thing I'd ever seen. I played for 5 minutes. I still see falling blocks in my dreams.
And newly streaming on Apple TV Plus is the film Tetris.
This game isn't just addictive. It stays with you. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
Hank, only 10 other people in the world have seen what you're about to see. It's called the Game Boy.
Package it with Tetris. Can you get us the rights?
The true story stars Taron Egerton, who plays a man who travels to the Soviet Union to bring Tetris to the world.
This is the inventor of Tetris.
Your game is brilliant. I'm gonna make you a millionaire.
Mr. Hodges, have you ever negotiated with the Soviets?
Tetris is streaming on Apple TV Plus now. Those are the 3 things you need to watch, and this is Will Loper for Weekend Mornings.
Coming up next this morning, the first funeral services for those killed in the Nashville school shooting.
One in 3 adults have difficulty getting in and out of the bathtub, but with a new walk-in shower from Mad City Baths, you can easily step in and out, plus add stability with a safety seat and grab bars.
We did put in grab bars, and we do like them for the same reason, because they give you security. They, give you something to hold on to, and so you don't fall.
And now here at Mad City Baths, we're looking for 50 homeowners who need a new bath or shower. 50 homeowners will say with free installation. No interest and no payments till 2025. Senior military discounts. Plus, call during this program. We have a nice gift for you. A free $50 Walmart gift card with your in-home estimate. From Madison throughout South Central Wisconsin, call with zip code and location to qualify. 608-729-4466, 608-729-4466.
With Dad's arthritis, he needs extra help around the house. So I called a Grace. Yes, a Grace. With their age-at home service, he can stay at home.
That's where I want to spend these months. With hospice care from a Grace, I can stay home with my dog and my grandkids and their laughter.
I had no idea laughter could be a part of my life again after Joe died. But through a Grace, I found hope and healing.
A Grace, caring every step of the way.
It's the sale that took the country by storm. Denver Mattress presents the smash hit Spring into Savings with fan favorites like
Silly comfort for me and better sleep too. And don't forget a free gift for you. Save up to $150.
the Athlete's Choice.
Get 3 years no interest financing.
I'm shipped free.
That's a 365 guarantee.
But don't wait. Spring into Savings at Denver Mattress ends soon.
There were severe health complications with my baby when I was pregnant. We made the decision to have an abortion so our daughter wouldn't suffer. Dan Kelly doesn't believe that women should even have that freedom. On the Supreme Court, Dan Kelly will uphold the criminal ban on abortion. Someone you love might struggle with a pregnancy like I did. And that's why we can't have an extremist like Dan Kelly on the Supreme Court.
That was funny. Yeah. That's a sick bike.
Boys,
Miss Sanderson?
see you Monday.
No way.
Right now, preparing for Donald Trump's arraignment, plus new information on the charges and how the former president is responding.
And it's no April Fool's joke out there. We do have snow this morning, but it won't last too long. I'll break down when those 50s will return and when our next chance for thunderstorms is.
Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us here on Weekend Mornings. We're going to start with an update right now from the Madison Fire Department on that massive fire on South Park Street last night. Fire officials are saying now that crews were able to stabilize the incident. MFD still has 5 crews on scene right now to continue putting out hot spots and overhauling the scene until the fire is considered fully extinguished. Northbound Park Street has reopened this morning, but the southbound stretch between Planert Drive and Beld Street remains closed. Streets will reopen gradually as MFD reduces its presence on scene. Again, that fire from last night has now been considered stabilized by MFD, and they still do have a couple of crews out on scene. All right, now let's send things over to Greg Barnhart. He's got to check on your first warn weather.
Yeah, we still got the snow coming on the backside of the low as it lifts to the northeast, but we're kind of on the edge of it right now towards southern Wisconsin, so maybe another hour or two, and really that'll be done with it. But here's the wind starting to pick up, too. We're starting to see 20 mile per hour to the west, and that will be the thing that will increase as the snow kind of tapers off, will be the winds. Futurecast shows all the snow basically diminishing or going off to the east in a few hours, so that'll be the good news. Road conditions, everything should be fine down in southern Wisconsin, even with this light snow, just wet. Still some slippery spots up to the north where they did have 2 to 3 inches of snow, and obviously it gets worse as you go further north, but those conditions should improve too. Winds, wind advisory to the south. We could have winds 20 to 30, especially as you go further south in Illinois till 1 p.m. too. Something to keep in mind of if you're traveling. Otherwise, the temperatures right now, mid-30s, low 30s to the north. We won't change these temperatures too much. We'll get up into maybe the low 40s, but definitely cold compared to what we were yesterday or what we should be for the first day of April. Really, for both Madison and La Crosse, temperatures are not going to climb much until we get to the low 40s this afternoon, but remember, those brisk north winds will continue until this evening. We will have more sun out there, but still, it'll be quite chilly. But in the meantime, we do have some good news coming. We do have some warm-up coming, but we also have another midweek system that can provide more thunderstorms, maybe even strong or severe. I'll break that down in a little bit.
All right, Greg, thank you. Security preparations are underway in Lower Manhattan ahead of former President Trump's arraignment next week. Sources tell CBS News the grand jury voted to indict him on more than 24 counts. CBS's Bradley Blackburn has details on the upcoming legal proceedings.
Former President Donald Trump is expected to surrender to authorities in New York on Tuesday, following his indictment by a Manhattan grand jury. There will be no plea deal, according to his attorney.
This is a case that would not have been brought against another individual in this country if his name wasn't Donald Trump.
CBS News has learned Trump will not be handcuffed, but will have his fingerprints and mugshot taken just before the arraignment. Sources say the indictment could include about 30 counts related to the alleged falsification of records involving hush money payments made to Stormy Daniels in 2016.
Paying hush money is not illegal. Falsifying business records is.
Columbia Law School professor John Coffey expects the trial to begin before the end of this year.
I suspect that Trump is going to try to postpone this trial until after the primaries. I think that will get a lot of resistance from the prosecution, and it denies the voters some fundamental information.
On Tuesday, more than 100 Secret Service agents will be working with other members of law enforcement as Trump travels here to the Manhattan Criminal Courthouse for the proceedings.
A lone wolf who is not bragging on social media that he's going to do this or going to do that. It's the unknown that's always a great concern.
Trump's possible primary opponents are strongly defending him.
The unprecedented indictment of a former president of the United States for a campaign finance issue is an outrage.
Trump is expected to return to Mar-a-Lago after Tuesday's arraignment.
That was Bradley Blackburn reporting. Trump spent part of Friday posting on social media attacks against Democrats and the Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg. Bragg shot back at Republicans who are claiming the investigation is politically motivated, calling it baseless and inflammatory. And this was put out by the Trump campaign Friday night. The developments in this case appear to be helping him raise money. They say more than $4 million have been raised in the first 24 hours since the indictment announcement. In Tennessee Friday, the first of 6 funerals was held following the school shooting in Nashville. A steady stream of mourners donned pink and other bright shades in tribute to Evelyn Dykehouse's light and love of color. Her family describes the 9-year-old, one of the 3 children killed in the Nashville school shooting, as a constant beacon of joy.
She had a tremendous impact on other people, and so now it's our job to take her light and to spread it.
Family and friends of Cynthia Peak, the substitute teacher killed Monday, are remembering her as faithful and selfless. Thursday night, community members joined her husband for a sunset walk, something the couple would often do together. Check this out, a dramatic rescue in New Jersey caught on camera. You can see on this body cam footage of officers responding to reports of a missing child in Buena Vista Township. The 4-year-old boy and his black Labrador had wandered away from home. They were missing for more than an hour, and when they were found, they were more than a half-mile away from their home. Thankfully, the terrified child was safe and in good health, and as you can see, his dog stayed with him. The U.S. Justice Department is suing Norfolk Southern over the Ohio train derailment. Federal prosecutors have now filed a civil lawsuit alleging the company's February 3rd derailment in East Palestine, Ohio, polluted local waterways and violated the Clean Water Act. So far, nearly 7 million gallons of liquid and more than 5,400 tons of solid waste have been taken from this site for disposal. And NATO has now officially banned staffers from downloading TikTok on NATO-issued devices. This is mostly a formality since the social media app isn't really usable on NATO devices because of internal tech restrictions. NATO is the latest governmental body to ban TikTok over concerns that China could access users' data through the Chinese parent company, ByteDance. Still ahead this morning, previewing tonight's big Final Four matchups. We're back after this.
Really great. I mean, you know, like I said, they explained everything to us. They came and, you know, on time when they said they were going to get the job done. So, you know, everything was great.
With more than 50,000 satisfied customers, Mad City is your trusted local source for beautiful American-made baths and showers, installed in as little as 1 day, infused with Microban antimicrobial protection for easy cleaning. And with our Price Lock Guarantee, we'll guarantee your price for 1 year. Plus now, 50 homeowners who need a new bath or shower will receive special savings with free installation, including no interest and no payments till 2025, plus a $50 Walmart gift card with estimate. From Madison throughout South Central Wisconsin, call with zip code and location to qualify. 608-729-4466, 608-729-4466.
There's a reason big dental bills often come as a shock, because sometimes you don't realize what's not covered until you get the bill. That's why affordable dental insurance from Physicians Mutual is important. It can give you benefits that go beyond what you get from more limited coverage plans. Because no one likes a big dental bill, especially if you're retired or on a fixed income. For a free information kit, call or go online now. This isn't some discount plan or preventive-only coverage. This is real dental insurance that helps cover over 350 procedures, like cleanings, fillings, crowns, bridges, root canals, even dentures, at any dentist you want. Dental insurance from Physicians Mutual Insurance Company helps cover preventive care, basic work, and major procedures, with no deductibles and no annual maximum. For your free information kit with all the details, call now or visit sendinfokit.com.
Physicians Mutual, Physicians Mutual.
She locked him in his room, starved her son to death. The 16-year-old boy weighed only 42 pounds when he died. She could have got 25 years, but she got lucky. Judge Janet Protasewicz set her free. No time in prison. He strangled and raped his 79-year-old aunt. He faced 25 years, but he got lucky too. Protasewicz let him off with only 5. Tell Judge Protasewicz this is not justice. Stop protecting criminals.
It's a big goal.
If this becomes a sport in the WIA, that would be amazing.
And an invitation from the Green Bay Packers could help these young women put it in the end zone. Andrew Banstra catches up with Girls on the Gridiron tonight on News 3 Now at 10. News 3 Now, first warn weather. When you're planning your day, accuracy matters. Trust Madison certified most accurate team, so you'll know what to expect when you head out the door. First warn weather, keeping you ahead of the storms.
We're definitely looking at cold and windy conditions at least today and this afternoon. Some snow will be ending this morning. Then quiet conditions for Sunday and Monday. We should get up into the 50s. A little more wind tomorrow, but from the south. And then showers and thunderstorms return definitely for Tuesday into Wednesday morning. The back edge of the snow is just going east of, just west of Madison as it begins to drift to the southeast. So that should improve. Still some minor accumulation is possible. Temperatures today should be in the low 40s, mid 40s for some locations. Definitely colder than what we should be. Tonight, upper 20s to near 30. And then tomorrow, it should be warmer. We'll have a southerly wind increase as the front gets near us. We'll get into the mid to upper 50s. Low 60s are possible, too, in some of those areas. Once we get past that, all attention turns to a storm that'll be approaching Monday night to Tuesday. It'll bring showers and thunderstorms to the area. Some could be strong, depending on how things pan out, followed by colder conditions on Wednesday. But it looks like right now, Easter weekend should be calm and pleasant.
All right, that's good to hear, Greg. Thank you. Well, today's the day, folks. It's the Final Four, and no one really saw this year's bracket shaking out the way it did. But hey, that's the beauty of March Madness for you. Taking the court first tonight with the hopes of punching their ticket to the championship game are a pair of Final Four first-timers with Florida Atlantic University and San Diego State, both ready to make some history.
We're not scared of any challenge. Like, we love playing under the bright lights, so it's no pressure for us. We just play our game and try to execute everything as best as we can and have fun.
Mid-majors have some good players, so I think we're just representing that, and a lot of teams here have a chance to make history for their schools and for their city that they come from. So, I mean, it's just, you kind of have to respect that.
And following that game, both of which are airing right here on CBS, is Miami and UConn. The Huskies are the seasoned vets when it comes to the big stage. Since 1999, they've won 4 national championships, while Miami is seeking its first. While the Huskies come in with plenty of experience, they feel like they've been counted out this season.
I still feel like we're the underdog. I feel like we've been that the entire year. I feel like we came into the season and a lot of teams, a lot of people just underrated us, and we still play with that same chip on our shoulder.
So it feel like a big accomplishment just coming here in the Final Four and just realizing we're the top 4 teams in the country, just still playing basketball, and there's not a lot of teams playing basketball right now, so it's a big accomplishment for us.
We'll have more on the Final Four coming up in just a few minutes. And the women's Final Four taking place Friday night. LSU championship game bound, and they will now go up against the red-hot Iowa Hawkeyes. They beat the defending national champs South Carolina last night, 77-73. And it was once again the Caitlin Clark show. The star Hawkeye scored 41 points to lead her team to the national championship. Go check out some highlights if you haven't seen them. She absolutely took over. Caitlin Clark, one of the stars in college basketball. Well, for the first time since 2017, Wisconsin's defense will be run by someone new, and that guy is Mike Tressel. He came over this offseason from Cincinnati, where he led the Bearcats defense. And the new coach, new scheme, that's just the reality the Badgers are facing this spring. But from the sound of it, especially coming from the inside linebackers, they're stoked for Tressel's vision and the effort he's putting in to build relationships.
Kind of made the space like, yeah, we're on a time crunch. We have to learn this new defense, get everyone up to speed. But he's been taking the time as well to know us individually and as a group. At the end of the day, the opportunity to learn another defense and be productive in another defense only adds to my resume and my experience. And every coach that comes through has something to teach me, and it's my job to learn and be a sponge.
His teammate Braylon Allen already earning preseason honors. The rising junior running back is named a Walter Camp preseason second-team All-American. In both his freshman and sophomore seasons, Allen rushed for over 1,000 yards, becoming just the 5th Badger to ever do it. He heads into the 2023 campaign with over 2,500 yards on the ground, leading all Power 5 running backs. Well, we will be back in just a minute. You're taking a live look at the Capitol this morning. Greg's tracking the snow that's coming down right now, when we might see some more. Also some rain in the forecast. That's all coming up after this.
Sponsored by Three Bears Resort, Indoor Water Park and Conference Center in Warrens, Wisconsin.
The price of gold is at a 7-year high. Get top cash on the spot for your gold at Diamond Select. Cash in today while the price of gold is high. Don't miss out. Get instant cash for your gold today at Diamond Select, downtown Stoughton.
Do-it-yourself bathroom updates can be stressful. Finding the right tools, figuring things out on your own, it can drag on for weeks or months. Instead, call the experts at Mad City Baths for your bath or shower installed in as little as 1 day. See the before and now the after. Choose from premium wall patterns including white, travertine, Evo, and Othello. Remember Mad City's price lock guarantee. Schedule a free estimate now and lock in your price for 1 year. And 50 homeowners who need a new bath or shower will receive special savings with free installation, including no interest and no payments till 2025. Senior military discounts plus last chance to call to get the free $50 Walmart gift card with your in-home estimate. From Madison throughout South Central Wisconsin, call with zip code and location to qualify. 608-729-4466, 608-729-4466.
So cozy.
How many rooms are in there?
Should we go check it out?
Yeah.
We get to stay here all weekend.
When you stay at a Verbo,
I call doing the door code.
the host doesn't stay with you.
It looks exactly like the picture.
Because without privacy in your vacation home,
It's a full log cabin, guys.
it isn't really a vacation,
By the fire.
is it?
Oh my God.
A teenager with the mental capacity of a 6-year-old, tricked by a predator on Facebook using a fake name, who then sexually assaulted her. It was pure evil. If Judge Janet Protasewicz was to ever take a stand for a victim, this was the time, and this was the victim. But she failed, again, placing the man on probation with a measly 60 days in the local jail. Tell Janet Protasewicz, stop letting predators off easy.
At Diamond Select, our on-site goldsmith can create a beautiful one-of-a-kind piece. Whether it's repurposing an old ring or creating from a picture online, we're here to help you create jewelry of your dreams. Diamond Select, downtown Stoughton.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Yeah, we'll get back to describing when the snow will end, but we do have another system next week that poses a potential for more strong to severe storms. At least it's going to be a powerful another system. Really, this looks like Tuesday we have showers and thunderstorms. Tuesday should be fairly warm and windy, probably near 60 or even above. And then, yes, we have the strong, severe thunderstorms. Right now, the threat looks to be mainly south of the area, but that could change. It's pretty close to the previous system, something to keep an eye on. And then Wednesday's going to be like today, where we're on the backside of everything. Colder conditions, windier, some rain showers, and once again, north of La Crosse, it depends on where it lines up. You could be dealing with some snow, accumulating snow, depending on the track of it. So that's the next system that we're watching. In the meantime, in here, the severe potential, this is the two categories they have, 30% or 15%. This far out, that's the only two they will show. So definitely is a potential there, but especially further south, once again, for another round of pretty much widespread severe thunderstorms. We'll just see how far north it gets this time. The low that we're really dealing with is beginning to lift off to the east. We're going to deal with one that's coming down from the north. That is going to push a warm front, kind of cold front through tomorrow, but not much in the way of just a wind shift with that. No precipitation, at least down in southern or central Wisconsin. The one that we're watching for Tuesday is already parked out just west of California. It'll take its time, and eventually by Tuesday morning, it's going to be in the plains. And then Wednesday starts lifting north towards Minnesota. That's the one that brings our potential for maybe some severe thunderstorms and some active weather. In the meantime, we're on the back edge of that snow, at least in southern Wisconsin. We should start seeing that push off to the east. Unfortunately, the winds will be replacing it, strong out of the north, so our temperatures won't climb too much. But with more sun, we'll see this afternoon, we'll get into the low 40s, southern Wisconsin, more towards the mid to upper 30s, further towards La Crosse. Overnight, we're going to see really generally mainly clear skies. Then that warm front comes towards the morning. You'll wake up to about upper 20s, but then the warm front comes right about that time. You'll see the winds pick up behind it, which means we'll have warmer conditions tomorrow. All this rain activity up to the north, I don't think that'll actually reach the ground much. It's still fairly dry. But then afternoon hours, we should get up into the mid to upper 50s in many locations of southern Wisconsin, probably a little bit cooler up to the north. And then Sunday night, we have that cold front. You can see the wind shift back to the northwest. That'll slide through. I don't know if we'll actually have any precipitation with it. I think it'll just mainly cloud cover into wind shift. So overall, Sunday should be the better of the days that we're dealing with. Snow right now, everything's kind of pushed off to the east, so really not much expected with the way of accumulation. I think most of it's pretty much done with on the grassy areas. River condense. Black River up to the north, that has some flooding issues going on right now, but otherwise, everything is kind of below flood stage. It's something we have to watch this time of year with the amount of rain or snow melt that goes on. But so far, everything is kind of behaving good. So the system that Tuesday we talked about, it's coming off the plains, like I mentioned, lifts up to the north, brings rain, and then the backside of it, like today, snow and wind on the backside towards Wednesday. So very similar to the one that we just had coming through, maybe some subtle changes with it. Excuse me, overall, we got mid-50s for Sunday, gets near 60. Thunderstorms come Tuesday and then cooler, and it does look pleasant and quiet towards the end of the weekend for Easter weekend. Hopefully that'll hold, and then La Crosse, we'll be dealing with the thunderstorms too Tuesday, maybe some snow issues up to the north of La Crosse, and also they look quiet as we go through Easter weekend too.
All right, well, let's hope it stays that way, Greg.
So. Yep.
All right, thank you. Well, the road to the Final Four has reached Houston, Texas. 4 teams battling for the NCAA men's basketball title, capping off one of the most surprise-filled tournaments in years. Jared Hill has more.
There are always upsets during March Madness, and often a Cinderella team or two, but this year is different.
The biggest win in Hurricane Hoops history.
3 men's teams are making their first appearance in a Final Four. That would be the Miami Hurricanes, the San Diego State Aztecs, and number 9 seed Florida Atlantic. The UConn Huskies round out a Final Four that left millions of shattered brackets across the nation.
The pinnacle, it's the top of the mountain in terms of what you're striving to give yourself an opportunity to play for a national championship.
UConn will face a huge challenge from a Miami team that knocked off powerhouse Texas to get to the big dance. Miami coach Jim Larrañaga has been to the Final Four before with Cinderella George Mason in 2006. He's helped pass those lessons on to this Hurricane squad.
Before the season ever began, you dream about that. And our players have been dreaming about it a long time.
Florida Atlantic has now won 11 games in a row, 35 for the season. The Owls will face San Diego State in another semifinal on Saturday.
We're not scared of any challenge. Like, we love playing under the bright lights. A lot of teams here have a chance to make history for their schools and for their city that they come from.
CBS Sports legend Jim Nance will have a front row seat to all the action in Houston as he calls his final NCAA tournament after nearly 40 years.
I have just a huge heart-filled measure of thanks for being able to have the seat for that long.
He'll be there when the last team is standing in a tournament that has raised March Madness to a whole new level. Jared Hill, CBS News.
Jim Nance isn't retiring from broadcasting. The 63-year-old will continue to lead the NFL and golf announcer positions for CBS Sports, but Nance says he's dropping basketball because he wants to spend more time with his family. Cannot wait for those games later tonight. All right, coming up next this morning, an important day of inclusion and visibility, how Minneapolis is supporting its trans community.
It's the Hy-Vee Mega Meat Sale this Friday through Sunday. Ground beef, just $2.98 for a 1-pound roll. Hy-Vee Choice Reserve Filet Mignon, just $7.99. And Hy-Vee Chicken Drumsticks or Thighs, only $1.18 a pound. Only at Hy-Vee.
To everyone who believes in tradition, come enjoy a few of ours from Wisconsin.
People in Wisconsin love a good fish fry.
Really love. And we love sharing it with guests everywhere.
At Culver's, we still batter our North Atlantic cod by hand to order.
And we cook it to a crispy, golden perfection just for you.
For you.
For you. So it's crispy outside, flaky inside. Let us take care of you.
With some homegrown traditions we were raised on.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious.
Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance so you only pay for what you need. With the money we saved, we tried electric unicycles.
I think I got it.
Dog doggy paddle. Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
There are so many things we take for granted, and along with them, sometimes we take the people who depend on them for granted too. How can they survive with record increases in their basic cost of living? And through no fault of their own, they're being left behind. If you or someone you know needs a hand up, our energy and water providers are working together to keep you safely in your home. You may not ask for it, but we're here to help.
Create your perfect room for entertaining, relaxing, and more with patio enclosures. Right now, get 25% off your sunroom. Plus, enjoy exceptional financing. Call today. Patio enclosures.
Are we still on for 3?
I'm on the phone.
When your team needs more space to work and eat.
Carl, is that mackerel?
No, it's trout.
It matters where you stay.
Fish tacos?
Carl.
Hilton for the stay.
Remember this, and the false selector scheme. In Wisconsin, extremist Dan Kelly was the right-wing lawyer behind the scenes of it all. The bipartisan January 6th Commission revealed Kelly advised Trump operatives as special counsel to overturn the will of the people and overthrow the election results. Kelly even went on tour promoting the big lie. On April 4th, vote like democracy depends on it, because it does.
Don't miss the Hy-Vee Mega Meat Sale this Friday through Sunday. Hy-Vee Choice Reserve New York Strips, just $5.99. 8-ounce pork chops, 3 for just $5. And Wild Alaska Dungeness Crab Clusters, only $9.99 a pound. Only at Hy-Vee.
Mission Unstoppable, Saturday morning at 9.
Well, it's a day dedicated to uplifting trans people around the world, and Minnesotans are taking a stand. Minnesotans and lawmakers came together at the state capitol yesterday for the Trans Day of Visibility rally. Adam Duxter has more.
Being trans is not a disease. Being trans is not something negative. It's simply a state of being who you are.
For Jay, being trans in the Twin Cities eventually meant being homeless as a teenager.
My family just we weren't seeing eye to eye. It just wasn't a good situation. The waiting period and like the anxiousness of like, where am I gonna sleep? What is gonna happen to me?
But then,
this is the place where they can go. They can come here and they can be safe.
Jay found Avenues for Youth, who offers shelters and host homes to people age 16 to 24 who are homeless for reasons like Jay. Maya Prime, a caseworker and trans woman, says Minnesota and Minneapolis are becoming a trans haven.
We see why we need this protection now more than ever.
Just last week, a bill strengthening trans rights passed the state house.
Families across the country are fleeing here. They're coming here to have life-saving mental health care, life-saving health care in general.
Now, Jay, who's 18, has an apartment. Both say this day of visibility is a chance to reflect.
It's about love. It's about knowing that we're people with entire experiences and joys and loves and relationships that are, outside of just the fact that we're trans.
Adam Duxter, WCCO News.
Always important to remember that. Inclusion, visibility, so key in those efforts. All right, Greg, before we go, how about one more check of the weather?
Well, we just got snow going on right now. Looks like the heaviest band is just south of Madison towards Janesville. Lighter stuff up to the north, but everyone to the west is actually done with it. But the winds will be the story now, really 20 to 25 miles per hour. But clearing skies this afternoon, but still only 41 degrees in La Crosse, Madison. We'll see more sun this afternoon, but still those strong northerly winds. So it'll be fairly cold. And the next chance of rain comes then Monday night and Tuesday.
All right, thanks for joining us. We'll see you back here tomorrow.